Today we're going to talk about absolute values. We're going to evaluate absolute value expressions and solve equations. Let's do a little bit of review. Absolute value, what is the definition of it? The distance a number is from zero on a number line. So if you have a -2, that is 2 units away from zero. A 2 would be 2 units from zero. You denote it by these symbols, so the absolute value of a -2 is 2, and the absolute value of a 2 is 2. Let's look at a problem. It tells us to evaluate this if m equals 4. We're used to doing substitution problems. We're just going to substitute the 4 into it to solve it, and we get 8 minus 14, which is -6. Here are 2 extra credit problems. Do these, bring them in, and you will get some extra credit. Absolute value equations. When we're solving absolute value equations, there's 2 cases that you have to consider. Case 1, what if the expression inside the absolute value symbol is positive or 0? And then you have to look at what if it is a negative. So there's 2 different situations you have to look at, case 1 and case 2. And when we look at an example problem, I think you'll understand it a little bit better. We have the absolute value of f plus 5 equals 17. Well, if this is 17, the absolute value of 17 equals 17, but the absolute value of -17 is also 17. So you have to set it up both ways. Case 1, what if it equals 17, which is this one? Solve it out. We get f equals 12. If I plug it back into this original equation, you see I get 17 inside the absolute value symbols, which is true. Case 2, we're looking for this answer inside the absolute value. So we set this up to equal -17. Subtract 5, and we get f equals -23. If we check this, you see -23 plus 5 gives you a -17. And the answer is 17 equals 17. So each time you have to set up case 1 and case 2. Let's look at this problem. 3z minus 3, which is inside the absolute value symbols, equals 9. So we have to set it up first so that it equals 9. Subtract 3, divide, we were used to the multi-step now, and z equals 4. If I plug it back into this original equation, you see I get the absolute value of 9 equals 9. So it's 9 equals 9. Now I have to set it up as if it's -9. Once again, used to the multi-step equation, solve it out, and z equals -2. Plug it back into this original equation, and I get -9 equals 9. There is a huge beware here. What if you get an absolute value of b minus 1 equals -3? Can't do it. Absolute value problems are distance problems. It's the distance away from 0. Distance cannot be negative. Therefore, there is no solution, or it's an empty set solution. So when you see this and it equals a negative number, just put down empty set or no solution, because it cannot equal a -3. Until I see you next time.